What comes to mind when you think of a budget handgun? Do you assume it would lack in quality? Do you assume it would lack in reliability and made of cheap materials? Budget doesn't necessarily mean cheap. Often, budget doesn't even mean sacrifice. Sometimes a handgun is just priced properly and we are used to the alternatives that are priced way, way higher. I bet some of you didn't even know that Mossberg made a handgun. Mossberg has been cranking out some handguns for a few years now and have really hit the nail on the head with this one. Introducing the Mossberg MC2C Optics Ready Compact Handgun. The Mossberg MC2C is a matte black semi-automatic 9mm handgun that features a deep cut RMSC optics cut to mount your micro dot optic. The MC2C is a polymer frame pistol with a slide construction of 416 stainless with a DLC coating. The barrel is made of 416 stainless with a DLC coating and has a familiar 1/16 twist rate. This particular firearm features 3-dot night sights both on the front and rear sights. With a capacity of 16+1 and 14+1, this MC2C immediately jumped to the front of its competition regarding capacity. The big question is, how does it perform? Is it reliable? What is the overall feel and impression? Let's dive in and break the Mossberg MC2C down. This right here is the Mossberg MC2C. This is an optics ready compact 9mm handgun, striker fired by Mossberg. I have never fired this before. I've never even fired one of these before. So I'm excited to give this a try. This is the first mag through this guy. I brought it home, oiled it up, and let's see how she performs. Here we go. So far so good. We have the slide locked back, magazine empty, and no issues, no feeding issues, no extraction issues. So far so good. Let's keep running it. All right, I'm gonna say very soft shooter. Something they're doing inside this thing feels amazing. I don't know what it is exactly, but it might be a low bore axis that could help with that. It does seem to be a really low profile handgun. It's very thin as well. Helps you get a good hand on it. You have some pretty good stippling and indexing. Stipples right over here too. So far, man, this thing is a very soft shooter for the price point too. It's kind of stunning. So let's do some more. Let's do a lot more. Both mags it came with so far, flawless. No issues feeding, no issues ejecting, and it's locking back every time. So far this thing's been going good. That's 4 mags total, fully loaded. What's that, a 16 rounder and a 14 rounder. That's 30 rounds, so 60 rounds so far, flawless. So right here we have some SIG. This is the Elite Performance 124 grain jacketed hollow points. So this is some self-defense ammunition, just bought some. So let's see how 10 rounds performs. It's at this guy right here. Perfect. A little spicier, but something about this gun just eats up that recoil. Man, that's a comfy shooter. So far, I'm very impressed. For such a affordable gun too. This is a pretty big contender. So what's your overall thoughts on the MC2C? Just not having shot it yet.
Not having shot it yet. I think it's cool as long as it runs.
Yep.
You know?
Sure.
I mean, it's got all the right stuff. I mean, as far as having flat face trigger, I wonder if that's ambidextrous or not. Maybe.
I think it's reversible, but I don't know for sure.
I mean, it's pretty cool. And it's got the Mossberg name behind it. I mean, can't be that bad, right?
Yep.
I mean, I like how everything is super thin on it. I like how it comes with a 16 round magazine. I think that's pretty sick. Also 14 round flush fit. That's pretty neat too.
And you can't see them here, but those are actually night sights on it too.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. And it's got like the U-notch already in it.
Yep. And what's nice is that optics plate doesn't remove the rear sight too. So you get to have an optic co-witness, and it's deep cut. So
yeah,
whatever.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
I wonder if Holosun's going to make those, you know, the CSC or whatever they make for the Glock.
For one of these guys?
For one of these guys. That'd
That'd
be
be
cool. Because if it's deep like that.
Yeah, direct fit.
Yeah. And you wouldn't even have to change your sights on it.
True.
I think these are cool because of the way they disassemble. I think they
they're unique.
Super easy, man.
Yep.
I like how everything is flush fit on it. I like how the slide release, you can't even really touch it unless you're actually really meaning to touch it, or slide stop, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I think it's cool for the amount of money that you pay for it. What, $400? For that, you can't really beat it.
Hell yeah.
I would rather take this over, in my own personal opinion, a 365.
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah. That's just my opinion, but you know, I'm not a SIG guy, so you know, it is what it is.
Well, let's shoot it.
You know what I don't understand is that the small one came with Glock mags. You can put Glock 43 mags in them. This one has their own proprietary mag. I wonder why they did that.
Capacity, maybe? Like, what was the capacity of the MC1?
6.
8. Oh, okay, so like the 43, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I will say that this has been a larger frame and everything. This one is still thinner than a lot of the other ones.
Yep.
So that might be the reason why they have a proprietary mag to it.
True.
So who knows?
It did something right so far.
Yeah. Super thin. That's less than an inch thick. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy less than an inch thick.
Very concealable.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Thin holsters then, you know, as a result of it.
Yep.
This guy's a holster pro, by the way. Just wait, he's got things. He's got things in the works.
Things. All right, guys, we got the MC2C out here. This is from Mossberg. I'm actually excited to shoot it.
Thoughts?
I think it's pretty awesome.
It's a good gun, right?
yeah.
Very soft shooter.
It's very soft. I love the flat face trigger on it. You can get on target a lot easier with it. I mean, we're out here to what? 10, 15 yards, maybe?
This one?
Yeah.
I'd say that's like 20 yards.
Okay, so that's not terrible. Shoot it at 120?
I shoot at 60.
Oh, okay.
This video is brought to you by ET. You take your little handle right here, you put it right over here, and then you just slap them right inside the magazine. So that was 10 rounds right there, right inside this Glock 17 mag. And then rinse and repeat. Load all your mags up. Just for this video, I preloaded a bunch of mags, a bunch were ETS mags, and a bunch were Glock mags too. So it really stays with that mag thumb, so no more mag thumb. Now it's time to talk about the Mossberg MC2C. This is the Mossberg MC2C. And first of all, I showed you plenty of shooting footage, so at least you can kind of see how it works, how it looks, all that stuff. You can see the size in my hands, how big it is. So it's compact, and it's very similar to the size of a Hellcat Pro, P365 XL, something along those lines, 43X. So you kind of have that sub-compact XL, or whatever category you want to call it. This is a very impressive firearm, and I didn't know what to expect. I've seen it, you know, going to Shopper's Supply in big stores like that, and I've seen this on the shelf. I will tell you that this is actually pretty dang impressive. So this satisfies that void of having that really thin gun, that really thin impression, something you can carry inside your waistband, really easy to appendix carry. The capacity is incredible, 16 round magazine plus 1 in the tube, and not to mention you get that 14 rounder that comes with it as well. So what I like a lot about this guy is this deep cut right here for the optics. This is that RMSC, what's that, like a shield, just a really compact, your micro compact red dots. This guy does also come with 3-dot night sights. You have a night sight up front and then 2 dots in the back. So I think the most unique thing about this guy right here is how it breaks down. It's pretty interesting. But you actually, in order to break this thing down, and this is for you, YouTube, or whatever video platform I'm posting this on, I'm not breaking it down for modification. This is purely about maintenance. You have to be able to clean a gun to keep it safe and reliable. So let me show you. You have this little tap right in the back near that striker cover. You're gonna push this in, and then you pull down on it, and it completely removes. Now be careful, because you can have parts flying around. And then all you do is you take this and you pull your whole striker assembly out, just like that. And then it comes apart that easy. Unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, when people break down their guns, the #1 time where people have that negligent discharge is because a lot of guns require a trigger pull, a trigger press, in order to release that slide. Some people don't clear their guns properly. That trigger press basically means you're firing your gun. Obviously, we learn to make sure your gun's clear before we do anything like that. But that's it. That kind of eliminates that user error. Mossberg MC2C comes in, MSRP is like $556. Awesome number, by the way. That's an MSRP. It's gonna be found a lot cheaper on other sites. So overall, they have the MC2SC, which is a subcompact version of this guy, which I've seen for like $465. Sometimes it's hard to find something wrong with a gun. We can even talk about the stippling, but the stippling is aggressive. Now, I don't know why they decided to just stipple certain parts of that grip. It would make sense to me, but they did stipple it in all the right places. So it's a very grippy gun. You might think it might lack some stippling, but no, it's there. Slide serrations, they're effective. They're not deep cut, but they are sharp enough. Not sharp enough to cut you, but sharp enough to get a good grip of your slide on multiple locations. Trigger pull itself isn't too bad. So again, the gun's clear. Let's check this thing out. So here's your take up right over here. A little creep, a little more creep, a little more creep. So it breaks right towards the rear. That's your reset, break. Reset. Here, a little more creep, and then a break. So this isn't a bad trigger. It's not necessarily the crispiest trigger out there, but it does have a good defensive feel. And then of course, triggers feel a whole lot different when you're actually firing them versus just a dry fire. And it actually feels really nice. So I'm curious. I think this gun is a great start of a platform. I'd say the only drawback of this MC2C is the lack of aftermarket accessories, especially from somebody like me that likes to accessorize and upgrade and test new things out and different parts and stuff like that. But I think it's a market that's going to be growing pretty rapidly. This is a gun that's really hard to beat, especially for the price point. And I think there's a lot of companies that are going to start picking up the pace and start making parts for this thing. So hopefully. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed this video. Mossberg MC2C is actually a pretty dang cool gun. So if you guys have any experience with it, I'd love to hear that in the comments below. If you haven't noticed, half my video was filmed in Arizona and half was filmed in Tennessee. That's because I just moved to Tennessee. So in the middle of testing this gun. So you'll see a couple of videos like that coming out soon too. Some Arizona footage, some Tennessee footage. So anyways, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below, especially for that pesky algorithm. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. If you don't hit the bell notification, you're not going to be alerted that I made a video. That's just kind of how it works. So yeah, if you hit that notification, at least so you know you'll get alerted when I make new videos. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys later.